Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. You ready to go over the Fix-It Week 24? Okay, before we start, I want to just review with you the Asia B clauses, also known as subordinating conjunctions. The words are known as subordinating conjunctions. When, while, where, as, since, if, although, because. Okay, remember that these words have to be followed by a noun and a verb, like the examples we talked about last time. He brought me home since I didn't have a ride. Okay, there's your subordinating conjunction. There's your noun or your subject, and your verb, didn't have. Grandma sang to baby Emma while she rocked her. While is your subordinating conjunction. She is your noun or your pronoun in this case. And rocked is the verb. Although I had brownies. Although is your subordinating conjunction. I is your noun or pronoun. And love is the verb. Okay? And also remember you can put your A to B clause in the beginning of a sentence, followed by a comma, or you can put them at the end of a sentence and you don't need a comma if they're at the end. Okay? All right, so let's get started. There's nothing new in your Fix-Its today, so we're just going to be doing the same things that we've been doing, just more practice. All right, so let's read the story through first, and then we'll start. Before long, their old benefactor, the dwarf with the red jacket, appeared. "Why, what's up, my friend?" he remarked, while he softly chuckled. Since the problem was obvious, he continued after a pause, "Well, I must plainly find an antidote for you." He told them to select a pear from another special tree, which flourished nearby. All right, first of all, let's talk about these bolded words, benefactor. What is a benefactor? It's someone who supports or helps someone else, usually by giving them money or valuables or something helpful. Okay, chuckled, I think you know that means to laugh. Antidote, what's an antidote? It's usually a medicine or a remedy for some sort of injury or illness or problem. All right, and flourish, which means to grow abundantly. Okay, so the first thing we have to see here is that we need to indent, because it's a new paragraph, or it is indented, so we need to make sure we write the paragraph symbol, so when you rewrite it, you'll indent it. Capitalize the B in before because it's the beginning of a sentence. And notice right away that you have a prepositional phrase, before long. Before is your preposition, long is a noun. Then you have to choose which one of these homonyms is the correct there. Before long, their old benefactor, okay, it's the benefactor belonging to them, so it's this one, T-H-E-I-R, and that's a pronoun. Old is an adjective describing benefactor. Benefactor is a noun, the person who helps. The dwarf, the is the article, dwarf is noun. Then you have another prepositional phrase, with the red jacket. With is a preposition, the is an article, red adjective, and jacket is a noun. Appeared is a verb. Now, who was doing this action of appearing? You have to go back, and it's the dwarf. The dwarf is the one who appeared, the dwarf with the red jacket. All right, number 2, capitalize the W, it's the beginning of a sentence. Okay, what's up is an idiom, okay, and so we're not going to be marking parts of speech for idioms, so don't worry about, up is normally a preposition, but we're not going to be marking those. We are going to change what is to what's. It's a contraction with an apostrophe. What is becomes what's. My friend. My is a pronoun, friend is a noun, and we need a question mark here. There's not room for it, but note it somehow that you need to put a question mark here because it is a question. What's up, my friend? And the question mark has to go after the D, but before the quotation marks, okay? So remember to fit that in there. He is a pronoun. Remarked is a verb. Who remarked? The dwarf with the red jacket, right? He's the one who said this. While is a subordinating conjunction. It's one of your clausal openers, your A should be words. He is a pronoun. Softly is an ly adverb. Chuckled is a verb. Okay, softly, adverbs tell how a verb is completed or done. So softly tells how he chuckled. All right, number 3. Again, we have a new paragraph. Actually, we have a new paragraph here too that I did not mark. So if you caught that, good for you. Okay. All right, so new paragraph, capitalize the S in the word since because it's the beginning of a sentence. It is also a clause, a clausal word, a subordinating conjunction. So we label it with CL. The is an article, problem is a noun, was is a verb. Obvious is an adjective describing what? What was obvious? It was the problem that was obvious. So he is a pronoun, continued is a verb. Here's a prepositional phrase after a pause. There's your preposition, article, and noun. And this is what he's saying. So we have to capitalize the W because it's the beginning of what he's saying. It's the beginning of his sentence. So, well, I must. I is your pronoun, which also needs to be capitalized. I is always capitalized by itself. Excuse me. Must is a verb, which is actually a helping verb. Okay, I must plainly find is your actual verb. Must is the helping verb. I must find. Plainly, an ly adverb telling how he is going to find. He's got to plainly find. An is an article. Antidote is a noun. For you, prepositional phrase. For the preposition, and you is a pronoun. And we also will need a period here. And make sure you put your period between the you and the quotation marks. Okay? And I didn't mention the other periods, but you know that they need to go at the end of the sentences. Alrighty, number 4. Again, we have a new paragraph. We start with he, which is a pronoun. It needs to be capitalized. Told is a verb. Them is a pronoun. To select, remember, is called an infinitive. It is made of a verb and the word to, but it doesn't function as a verb. So we're not marking that. A is an article. Pair is a noun. Here's a prepositional phrase. From another special tree, we have from is the preposition. Another and special are adjectives describing the tree. Here we have a who which clause, first one for today. And flourished is the verb, and nearby we're not marking. This is an adverb, but it's not an ly adverb, so we're not marking it. Okay? So, that's that. Now, I just wanted to review with you prepositional phrases, which we've had several here, from another special tree, after a pause, for you, and with the red jacket. Those are all prepositional phrases. And they always have a preposition and a noun or pronoun. They do not contain verbs. Okay? Here's your preposition and your noun. It can include adjectives describing the noun, but there's no verb that follows that is in a prepositional phrase. After a pause, we have the preposition and your noun. With the red jacket, we have the preposition and the noun with its adjectives and articles. Okay? Also strong verbs. What are some of the strongest verbs in here? Okay, I picked a couple. Appeared, remarked, continued, you could say, is a strong verb. Flourished, especially, that's unusual and not something you normally say. All right, okay, find is a verb, but it's not strong and exciting. So those are some examples of strong verbs. What about quality adjectives? There are several adjectives here, but they're not all what you would call a quality adjective. Red is an adjective, but it's kind of mundane and boring. It's not exciting. Old, same thing. What else? Obvious is a little more of a quality adjective because it's stronger and it's not a normal, unusual, plain adjective. And then another and special, same thing. These are what we would call a quality adjective. So when you're doing your writing, look for and think about using quality adjectives instead of boring. Sometimes you have to use a boring adjective like a excuse me, like a color. But try to fit in as many quality adjectives in your writing as you can. Okay, so if you've marked all of your sentences, now you can get to work on copying them and adding to your story, and we'll see what happens next time. Have a great day, y'all.